Aloha, nirashaimase. Welcome to Sup-Sapporo, Dosanko Live. This is Chad and Jamie hanging in Sapporo, Japan. Thanks for joining us. If you're back and like what you heard, please support us and hit that subscribe button. Mahalo.
All right. So, episode 7.
Oh, yes, we're back. 777.
Complete opposite
Good
of
time.
666.
Yeah, 7, because Ultra 7, 777, 777.
All right.
Dun,
So,
dun, 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 dun. All right.
I just want to kampai right now. Let's kampai.
All right. I'm compiling with my cup, my Donald Duck cup of water.
Donald Duck cup of water. All right.
Yeah.
Kampai.
Compi. Sorry, no alcohol today. I really wanted to, but I didn't have a chance to go and get some before I came home from work. So on the dry tonight. I got to work tomorrow too, so I don't like feeling too funky on the day. You got to like get up early and teach and stuff. So
Should always keep a few cans of whiskey on hand.
not whiskey, dude. No, thank you, my friend. No, thank you.
When was the last time you had some whiskey?
Last time I had whiskey, what life is this? I was born in the 1970s, so no, never. I don't think
Really?
Once. I don't think I think I had whiskey like maybe like my early 20s or something. I'm not a whiskey person, man. No. I take that back. I had whiskey when I first came here. It was a horrible night. It was a horrible drunken fiasco. Nika whiskey. I will never drink that stuff again, man.
What? That's the best.
That was horrible, dude.
Did you go to the factory?
I went to almost to the hospital.
No. What? Why'd you go to the hospital?
It was a horrible night, man. No, it was a horrible night. Somebody got me like 2 bottles of like Nika whiskey for Christmas. And I am not sure what happened. I think I tried to tank them both.
Why would you do that?
Oh man, I was having a good time, and it was horrible. It was a horrible night. I went in circles outside trying to leave. I think I tripped over a bathroom. I made circles going around in a snowstorm.
Was this when you were still in Hokudai?
Yeah, that was one of those times. One of those many times.
So where were you drinking?
I don't remember. It was like Kita 24 somewhere, and I was going in circles because I didn't know where I was, and I was during a snowstorm.
Man, that's dangerous.
So oh yeah, I was like falling down. I fell down a couple times, and I didn't know I was going in circles. So I finally had the guts to go into 7-Eleven and ask the guy where the Subway was. And then he told me, I was like, I stumbled to the Subway, and I don't know how the hell I made it home, dude. I almost like decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to sleep in a snowdrift. But I probably would have fucking died if I did that.
Somebody probably would have found you. That's the good thing about being in the city.
Yeah. Somebody would have found me, but hopefully wouldn't have found me like during spring or something, you know, thawed out on the side of the road.
No, you'd be okay. You're like right in the middle of the city. It's dangerous when people are, well, it's dangerous anyway, but it's more dangerous when you're like in the country.
Oh yeah. Frozen icicle. They don't find you until like they start planting potatoes right the next spring.
Well, maybe not that long, but you know, when they find you, they're frozen.
Yeah.
Like even frozen. Like when cars break down and stuff, some people die every year. Their car breaks down on the side of the road, and then it's like too far to walk anywhere, especially if they're older. Yeah, and they just freeze, man, in the car.
Wow. Yeah, not me, man. I'd be having a ball.
Yeah.
I love the cold, man. Love the cold, dude. I'd be digging it, man.
Yeah. Not that cold though. Have you experienced like Asahikawa cold?
I don't know. It's cold. I don't know. Asahikawa cold? Yeah, I think I've been. I don't know if I've been there during winter, but I've experienced like cold in lots of different places. I used to live in Colorado though.
It gets to like minus 30 there.
Oh, nice. That's like it's like Russia weather, man.
Yeah, it is kind of like Russia. Like you can do the whole where you throw water out.
Steam.
Yeah.
Throw the steamy water and it turns into like ice.
That, and you can do the one where you wet the towel and you spin it, and then it freezes. Like you spin the
Oh,
wet
really?
towel, and it just
Oh,
freezes in
wow.
that shape.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, you can do it in Sapporo too when it gets really
Yeah.
cold, but
Yeah.
it has to be pretty cold.
Nice. Nice. So,
Yeah, man.
man, all right. So how's the week in review for you? What's been going on?
A week. Well, it's pretty much the same, just work. But I went to Yakiniku for lunch today at a Korean restaurant.
Oh, nice. Yakiniku. Oh, that's some good stuff, man.
Yeah. So actually, we ordered sundobu, the Korean tofu soup, the
Oh,
spicy
nice.
tofu soup.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got like a plate of kalbi to cook. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Nice.
That was
Is it
lunch.
a,
Hmm?
it's in the Kotoni area?
Yeah, it's at Tokuju. Do you know Tokuju? It's kind of a chain.
Tokuju. I think, do they have one place in Sapporo Station on the bottom?
The bottom of Sapporo Station? I don't think so.
They have a really, really good Korean place. I can't remember the name of it. I went over there and had some Korean barbecue, like kimchi, I don't know what it's called. It's in a bowl, like with the tofu. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's the sundobu. Oh, is it
Oh,
like right in the center? You know,
it's like
in the underground?
yeah. Well, it's like bottom of Sapporo Station. Like if you take like like the elevator downstairs, the very bottom, it's like in the middle place area.
Okay. Yeah. They don't have yakiniku there, but they have
Uh,
sundobu.
oh, that's some good stuff, man. I like that stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I got the spiciest.
Oh, nice.
Came with some raw egg. You mix it in there while it's still bubbling in the iron cast bowl.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Get the
Yeah,
spicy stuff, sweating.
yeah. And it's interesting how they were taking in the guests. So
Yeah, yeah,
when we got there, we went in, we put in our like reservation on the tablet, like four
yeah,
people, and they made us wait outside. Like we couldn't wait in the waiting area; it was
yeah.
closed because of
Oh,
Corona. So we
yeah,
all
yeah.
waited outside, or I think some people were waiting in their cars, and then they call your cell phone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we go in, but um, yeah, it was nice. It was a good lunch.
Oh,
Slowly
nice.
going back to restaurants.
Yeah, yeah, that's good, man. I think what did I go anywhere? What? So this my thing this week, pretty much the same, man. I've just been working, dude. Just working. The Sunday, the Friday. What did I do? I can't remember. Nothing much, man. Nothing special. I mean, I've been doing a lot of extra things I been catching up on and stuff around here. So yeah,
How about
getting
any shows? You said you were like
shows.
watching some TV shows or stuff. You
What
watch
was that?
anything this week?
What did I watch? I watched F is for Family season 4, I think. About a couple days ago. That's a great series, man. Oh, it's Bill Burr, who's like my conscience. The guy is like awesome. I love that dude.
Yeah.
His series, his Netflix cartoon series, fantastic. I was watching that.
So
Um,
did you finish it? You were watching that last week too, right?
yeah. I tend to like binge watch, but I can't watch the whole thing. I don't have patience anymore. So I just like sit. I can't sit through like and watch a whole movie. I gotta fast forward everything. I just fast forward through everything. So it takes me like 2 hour movie, maybe takes me like 20 minutes or something like that. I just fast forward through everything.
What? How does that?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't sit and watch movies anymore, man. I don't have the patience, man. I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. Like to sit through like a 2 hour movie or like watch like binge watch like 8 hour, like 8 episodes of like a season. I kind of just fast forward through everything, dude.
That's like the purpose of the show.
Oh, I can't. I just can't like sit there for like 8 hours. Unfortunately, my time is very limited now. I think my time is basically from like 10 o'clock to like when I feel tired. Which after working, I usually go to sleep like 11:30. So I have to cram as much things as I can into that short amount of time, whether it be playing guitar or practicing bass, watching some movie or something. I just fast forward to everything, man. I just don't have the
Man,
time
you're
or
missing
patience
a lot
anymore.
of dialogue, and you can
Yeah.
still catch on to the story.
Yep.
I'm sure you
Yep.
miss a lot of details. You just want
Yeah.
the
Yep.
man. You
I
should
just
just go
want the meat.
online, go online and read some plot lines or something.
Yeah, that's what I do. Actually, that's what I do.
Oh,
Then I read it and I go, okay, this looks interesting. I fast forward to the interesting part, like a fight scene or some interesting dialogue or something. That I watch that part and okay, I got the gist of it. And that's what I do. I read the synopsis and I watch like the main parts, and then I just go into the next show.
damn, that is unique. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I've
Well,
ever met anyone who did that before.
yeah. I don't have time, man. It's just like I'm like severely limited in my time, the time that I can do leisurely stuff. So I have to like literally condense everything into like an hour and a half every night.
So
So that's like about, yep,
is that your free time? An hour and
pretty
a
much,
half every day,
pretty much, yep. If I'm lucky,
if you're lucky.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So either that, or I download movies on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney, and I try to watch it somewhere. But I always get, if I'm on the train, I can only watch certain amount, or I sit down or during a break or something. And then when I'm at work, if I'm on break, I might like just listen to music and go to sleep. So I don't have time to like watch stuff, man.
Um,
Yep.
I wonder how I find the time to watch stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's what
watch
I
a lot.
wonder, dude. How do you like sit there and like watch movies all the time? You listen to podcasts? Like, how the hell you do that? I mean, I'm starting to listen to podcasts now. Like when I go to like when I catch the subway or catch the bus or catch the train or something. But
Yeah,
it,
that's what I
it,
do.
in general, yeah, in general, the travel time that I have maxes out at about an hour or something like that. So it has to be like, and sometimes I get bored and I'll switch to something else. Like, oh, bored, I will read something. But when you read and listen to something at the same time, you don't get all the information, right?
Yeah. Well, I do that podcasting. I listen to
Yeah,
it when I'm commuting or when I'm cooking, when I'm in the shower, or
yeah, yeah,
whenever I'm traveling somewhere. Like whatever free time I have, I just have the
yeah.
podcast running in the background, and
Ah,
then I pause it, like because I the podcasts I listen to are sometimes
yeah,
3 hours, 4 hours long. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
pause it and I just continue where I left off.
Oh, nice.
And then movies I usually watch at night, but I go to sleep really late. So I sleep about 2 or 3 a.m. almost every day.
Damn. So what's your average like sleep time then?
I usually get up at around 6:45 or 7, and I
Oh,
cook breakfast
late.
for my kids.
Oh, late, man. Late.
Late. What time do you get up?
I get up around 6, 5 something.
For what do you do during this time?
I wake up and I try to ease myself into reality.
How do
Either,
you do that?
either,
Do you have a
e- e-
process?
yeah, yeah. It's just I sit up and I sit in bed or something. I sit up and I walk around and I try to like, okay, I'm awake, and I make coffee. That's my number one thing. Walk around, make coffee. If I'm lucky, maybe I get to like play a little bit of music, but it takes me about half an hour to 45 minutes to wake up to actually like be conscious. I'm just a zombie. I'm actually just a zombie before 10 o'clock, dude. Before 9:45, I'm just like, I'm awake. I'm doing things, but I'm pretty much a zombie on automatic, dude. If you ask me to like remember something, or the human race is gonna, be destroyed. If you told me something before like 8 o'clock, dude, we're all gonna die, dude. I'm gonna forget.
So you have like what is this? You're not a morning person.
I like mornings, but I'm a mellow morning person, man. I don't like to rush in the morning. Uh I don't like to be like, like regimented in the morning. Wake up, ease in the morning, man. Ease. I like to ease into that reality thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm not a go-getter in the morning. Nope. I am a like, okay, let's ease into it. Let's get back. Let's slowly ease our way into reality. And then boom, I'm here. I'm awake. I'm awake around like 10 o'clock or something.
How about at nights? Are you a night person at all?
I used to be. Lately, I mean, I used to like staying up late, but I don't stay up late anymore, man. I go to sleep like the latest go to sleep maybe 12 o'clock or something.
Oh,
But
you're like in this
usually
limbo.
yeah, I'm out at like usually out at like 11 o'clock, 11:30 probably. My average. I'm getting old too, so I'm old. So I'm older than you. So
Yeah.
I think when you get older, for some reason, it's like staying up late is hard, but waking up early, oh, that feels great. It's just the nature.
Nah, I think it depends on the people because I do know a few people that they they're married and then their
Yeah.
spouse and their spouse is on the opposite sleep schedule as them. Like
Oh, okay.
one's a
Yeah, yeah,
morning person, the other's a night person, and they're
yeah, yeah,
older
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it definitely depends on the person.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but as far as movies and stuff, I really haven't seen. I'm waiting for Joker to come out on Netflix. Gonna watch that. There's some things on Netflix I kind of wanted to watch, but other than that, man, it's been pretty boring on my end, man. Boring work, um, sleeping, eating.
Let me see.
Pretty boring, man. I'm hoping the next month will be more exciting.
Yeah, we got to start doing stuff because we need to talk about it. But
Yeah,
it's tough,
dude.
right? It's tough because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
a lot of stuff still closed.
yeah,
But
yeah. Agree, dude. I totally agree. It's very limiting. It's actually kind of hanging out and talking on this is pretty fun, dude. It's
yeah,
therapeutic too, you know?
look forward to this.
Yeah.
And it's I've been watching The Man in the High Castle recently.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched the first episode. I know the guy that choreographed the Aikido part in there. He's a Facebook friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
George Ledyard. He's a kind of a famous kind of Aikido guy. He's a really nice guy.
Have you met
But
him?
yeah, I heard about it. No, I've never met him, but he's
Oh,
a high ranking guy. He's a mutual friend through like Aikido network kind of stuff.
I see.
But I watched the first episode, and I should watch more of it. I don't know. I know you recommended it before. You said it's a pretty good show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Like that and the Hunters. Even the Hunters. I don't know what's up with Amazon and making these alternate reality Nazi shows, but it's pretty good.
Well, I think that the thought of like living in a reality where it's kind of far fetched, but maybe not so much. You know what I mean? That's the interesting thing about alternate realities, right? I mean, it's a what if, like, what if this happened? Like, in the setting, like, who would be, how would the ruling, how would the government be? How would the rules, the laws, how would people be? It'd be, and just it's an interesting thing. I think alternate realities are interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think they exist too. Just listening
Oh
to
yeah,
some of the science podcasts
yeah.
I delve into. But yeah, the man, good show. You should check it out. And
Oh,
just
nice.
fast forward through it. You'll probably be done in like a day.
Probably. I just read the synopsis and go to the good parts.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. All right.
My drink.
Nice. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about what was it?
Um, so today's topic is do we need to know Japanese to live in Japan?
That's a good one. That's really
Yeah.
good. I think that's a really interesting question. I think there's definitely you can definitely do it, but I think it does limit you. So I think
Yeah.
if you don't speak Japanese, you are pretty much going to be boxed into like a very small limited job prospects that you're going to have out here, namely English teacher is what you're going to be
Or
probably.
some type of language teacher.
Yeah, some type of
Spanish,
language teacher
French.
most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then more than likely you are going to teach children.
You have this thing about children.
Yes,
It's
I
like a
do.
lingering thing.
Yeah, yes, I do.
So how about you? How's your Japanese and do you use it often?
My Japanese is atrocious. I will say
Atrocious.
I will admittedly admit that my Japanese language skills are pretty crappy. And I think part of it is and actually I went to school, to learn Japanese actually too, so that makes it even worse. But it doesn't. I don't think it really helps the fact that if you're an older person and you're trying to learn a language, and it does make it a little bit easy, a little bit hard. Definitely not a little bit, a whole lot harder to learn a language. And for me, I thought I thought I would pick it up quite quickly because when you first start off Japanese, I think most people pick it up very quickly. But once you start to get into the intermediate kind of area, that's where the jumps between beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The jump from like intermediate to advanced is huge. That gap is it's like the Grand Canyon, jumping with a bicycle over the Grand Canyon or something.
I know what you're talking about, though. I've been
Yeah,
stuck in this area for a while,
yeah,
but it's basically if you don't study, you're gonna be stuck here in
yeah,
this
yeah,
gray area. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like it's an in between, like a bridge.
yeah,
There's the basic Japanese, and then there's the intermediate Japanese, and then
yeah.
this middle area. There's something in there that needs to click, and if it doesn't click,
Yes, yes.
you're gonna be kind of just hovering there for a while until things start to make sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's with any language. Like I notice when I speak to Japanese people that speak English, a lot of them can speak very good, nice, proper English, but speaking in a casual manner, like when you speak, no, like normal, just friend to friend, that's where you can start seeing whether they're a native speaker or not, like that casual speak. But that goes the same for Japanese, right? I mean, if you speaking to somebody speaking to you and using mas des a lot, very nice, the nice forms, or even keigo or whatever, and then they're trying to speak to you like as an equal, not as not as a kohai or a senpai or whatever. And then they can tell whether you're good at Japanese or not, whether you can speak like the common language, and you can use the slang and the shortened types of words and stuff, right?
Hmm. Uh maybe, yeah. I think so. There
Yeah.
there's it's different. Well, for Japanese people when they speak English, I think I think they know a lot of English. What's holding them back is their listening and pronunciation, and
Oh
the
yeah.
fact that they have so many waseigo words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I have no idea. Like they can spell the correct pronunciation sometimes with
Yeah.
katakana, but
Yeah.
they often just have their own spelling for it, or they tend to shorten things. Like why? Just make it sound like regular English, then that would
Yeah.
solve
Yeah.
some of their problems.
Yeah.
But this waseigo and the listening thing, like
Yeah.
they really can't hear it, but they know the word if you say it
Yeah.
in like a different in katakana pronunciation or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like olive oil. They want like, what? Olive oil. Ah, okay. Right.
Yeah. So they know
Yeah.
the word. It's just the
Yeah.
pronunciation, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the other Asian countries are getting past this, so there must be
Yeah.
something about it.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
let me see. As far as not speaking Japanese here, you pretty much are relegated towards teaching some sort of language. And I think probably, like we were speaking earlier, most likely you're going to be, if you're in Sapporo, you are most likely going to be end up teaching children here. Most likely
yes.
you're going to be some sort of like ALT or kindergarten teacher or working at an eikaiwa or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So
Um.
what was your experience like when you first got here? What kind of what range were you teaching?
Yeah. When I first got here, I specifically said that I didn't want to do kids classes,
Oh, join the club.
but um, I ended up doing kids classes. So I
Yeah.
had But I remember I told you I was only working like 3, 4, 5 week
Yeah.
tops a month. So
Yeah.
I was going over to all the different schools and just doing like a special lesson once a month at each of the
Yeah.
schools.
Yeah.
And I basically just played games with them. And the teacher that usually taught them
Yeah.
gave me some type of lesson plan. So I go a little early to explain what we do
Yeah.
for the most part. There was one, I think at least one teacher where I I went in and then I was expected to do everything. So I had to make everything up and
Yep.
I wasn't ready for that. Man, I
Yeah.
was talking out of my ass. I mean, I was sweating. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
sweating so much and just like,
Yeah.
oh, this sounds good. Looking around the room, what can I grab? What can I use? Oh,
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah. Yeah.
animals here. Let's grab the
Yeah.
animals. And then I was like, okay, let's play four corners. And then
Yeah.
I just put like an animal on each corner of the room, taught
Yeah.
them the words, and I was like, okay, chicken. And everyone go to chicken, but they're all like really young. So they don't really know what's going on. So you kind of just like carry
Yeah.
them to the chicken. It was
Yeah.
weird, man.
Yeah.
It was weird. That one class was weird. The ones that prepared for me were pretty good though. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed those classes. I didn't have that much
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have
No.
any experience like that?
Oh yeah, I got lots, man. So like, I was in the same kind of boat too. I said, no kids, kids, no. But sure enough, I ended up teaching kids. So,
Did they lesson plan for you?
no, actually, basically, the place I was working at, they basically gave you a general format. You kind of there's a basic curriculum you stick to, and then you kind of mold your own plan into there. And for me, it was kind of tough because I never, I mean, I've taught children before doing like martial arts and stuff like that, but nothing like this. So it took me definitely a while. It took me maybe about 6 months to a year to get really comfortable and be able to, get the format down, and also to understand the children, like be able to read them and give them what they need. And then
Yeah.
seeing the classes, some classes are very energetic, and then some classes maybe you need to be more discipline oriented. Some classes you need to be more attentive towards each of the children, or one class you have to be careful because maybe like they need work on writing. They speak really well, and the other class maybe they don't speak well, but they write very well.
What
So
was the age range of your kids?
mine was from 0 to 13.
13. Yeah, mine was from 0 to I don't know how old they were. They weren't 13 though. I don't think I've
Yeah.
Oh, I take that back. I had one class where they were a little older. They might have been
Yeah.
5th or 6th grade, or
Yeah.
maybe first. No, I think 5th or 6th grade. But
Yeah.
that was the oldest class I had. The rest were really young. Most of
Yeah.
them were really young. Like, yeah, maybe first or second grade. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
No,
difficult.
it's really interesting. I mean, I think it was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. It's very frustrating because I didn't have that much experience with teaching children, especially teaching children a foreign language they don't understand. But I think, man, that job really it really helped me a lot. It helped me in a lot of different ways. It really helped me to understand patience, definitely patience, understanding what they need. I mean, I come from a sales background, so part of my job was to actually meet somebody in a short amount of time, establish rapport, and find out what they want, to give them some choices, and then close the sale. So, in essence, this I kind of tried to change. Not change, but like I kind of connected the sales aspect towards teaching, because you're trying to evaluate the kids and see what they need and try to give it to them and try to find a way to show them this material so they can understand it. It's pretty interesting. It's very close to sales, so I kind of slowly adapted it, and it's much easier now. I'm able to come up with games really quickly. I'm able to like sit and talk to a kid and kind of see what they need and stuff. So it's worked out actually very well. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's actually helped me a lot.
Do you have any possibility of getting adults or adult classes?
Nope.
Zero
Unless it's a
percent,
0%. Unless you do something on the side, a side job or something.
which you're not allowed to do, right?
Yes, I think so. Well, yeah, I think there's a conflict of interest or something in there. I think. I'm not sure.
That's so weird, though. Why would they have a conflict of interest if they're adults and you can only teach kids?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm not sure. I
Uh,
don't have time anyway, so
I see. But
yeah.
yeah,
But pretty
that
much. No, I'm sorry. What did you say?
no, I was gonna say like after I did my first, I think like 3 or 4 months of kids classes, they
Yeah.
finally gave me an adult class.
Oh,
I got like one class to start with,
yeah.
and then I think one of the adult teachers, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were giving it to me or they were busy, so they needed someone to fill in. But something happened to that class, so I got to take that class too. And then I got maybe maybe three adult
Yeah.
classes of my own, and that was so much better.
No dancing. No trying to play games. A straight up. Okay, let's teach you this, right?
Yeah, and then that was a good learning experience too, because I had no idea what to do in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
shadowed a teacher for like a week,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
kind of took notes of him, and then eventually I just turned it into my own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from a different aspect, I think teaching is actually very interesting, man. It's because you're really trying to find out what this person needs and how to figure. It's a problem solving thing. I mean, you have a problem, and how do you solve it, right? This person wants to learn something. How do you find what this person needs and find a solution for this person, right?
Yeah. Well, I
It's
do
very
come from a
interesting.
teaching background, so
Yeah.
it wasn't so much of a shock to me. It was just the subject matter was different because
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
never studied how to teach English.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people who don't know about teaching English, they think it's easy. Like, bruh, you speak English, just you know, how hard can it be? You speak English every day, just teach it.
Yeah. No, bro. English itself, the learning English, like the structure, how it works, how it's connected, is actually very complicated, man. It's like math.
Yeah, they don't understand like the questions you will get, the why
Yes, the questions.
questions, the
Yes.
why.
Yeah.
Why is it this and not this? I'm like,
Yeah.
because it sounds better. Like
Yes. Yes.
it makes
Yes.
sense this way. This way is wrong. And then you
Yeah. Yeah.
come to find out like, oh, I don't really understand why it's wrong, but I know it's wrong.
Yes. 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 You get questions for certain things that you never thought about before. Like sometimes I get I've had questions from adults like, why, what does this mean? And I know what it means, but I don't know how to explain it.
You
So
don't know
you
how
have to
to
like
explain.
look. Yeah, like a slang word, like somebody says like, oh, don't count your chickens before they hatch or something like that, some something that we always use, but it's like, you know what it means, but like you never explained it to anybody before.
Ah, yours is more like phrases, right?
Yeah, phrases or like
Uh,
um yeah, or phrases or things in general, like things that you always use all the time, but like maybe you've never thought about it, and you've never tried to vocalize and say it and teach it to somebody.
yeah.
It's very interesting. So I've actually learned a lot from a lot of the students by asking me questions like, why do you say this? I'm like, oh, I don't know, let me find out. And I'll go research, and I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I'll find out the origin of it, or or perhaps that I thought it was one way, but it was actually wrong. Like, it doesn't help for us Hawaii people.
I was about to say.
Yeah, we don't speak correct English. I mean, correct grammatical English is definitely not Hawaii English. You know what I mean? I mean, we say like
we speak
stuffs.
broken English, man.
Yeah, we speak broken English. We add S's to everything. All kinds of peoples, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah, there is like grammar questions.
Yeah.
Grammar questions are the one that mess me up. There is some
Yeah.
grammar questions, like some advanced grammar questions that you never
Yeah.
thought about. Like I can't
Yeah.
think of some right now, but someone just asked something in my last class, and if I remember, I'll bring it up. But it was something
Yeah.
strange, something with like food and foods. Like why is it sometimes food? Why is it sometimes foods? But I don't know. I can't remember. But I'll try to remember. If not, I'll bring it up next time because it
Yeah.
was really
Or
interesting.
no, or like I was working on something with some students, like deer, a deer, or many deer, right? But you can say deers. I think deer. If you say there's a lot of deer here, maybe two. There as a more than one. But you can say there's many types of deers, right? Or deer. Is that correct? I mean, deer and deers. Many types of deers here.
There are many types of deers here. I don't know. I'm just confusing
Yeah.
myself now.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that maybe if you could say deers, if it was types of species, like white-tailed deer here, or different types of deer here, many types of
Many kinds
deers.
of deer.
Or deer or deers. It's for us Hawaii people. It's kind of like kind of confusing.
There are many kinds of deer here. There are many kinds of deers here. But I don't know. They both sound the same to me.
Yeah, exactly. But a textbook in it, there's one that's textbook right, and maybe another one is maybe textbook wrong, or maybe it's old right. It was right a long time ago, but they changed the rules about it.
So
English is confusing.
I'm lucky. Like so my wife teaches with me for the beginners classes,
Yeah.
and then they usually ask these tough grammar questions, and she can answer them because she used to study them, right? Like English is not her first language. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, like, if you ask the average Japanese person that studies English, they know grammar better than most actually English speaking people. But
yeah,
the same goes for the average Japanese person. If you speak to somebody if you ask them a grammatical question, they most likely they can't answer. But if you ask somebody that's learning Japanese, a foreign person, they can probably answer it. The person studying the language, from somewhere else, probably knows the grammar better than you.
man, my favorite one. What is the difference between wa and ga?
Breaking up.
Yeah.
Frozen. You're frozen.
Better now? Testing.
Nice.
Can you hear me?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can.
All right. Sup-Sapporo Dosanko life. All right. Let's go. Now it's moving smoothly, but the quality of the picture kind of looks like AOL time. Like those old school chat rooms. Have you ever been to those?
I think like the ones from like 20 years ago.
Like, was that 20 years? Might have been. I was in like middle school.
Well, Assos Online, bro. That's 20 years ago, dude.
Damn. Okay, it's getting better.
Nice.
And we're back.
Back for the attack.
These technical difficulties. All right. So
do you have any other things that you think that people can get jobs here if they're limited in English?
It's difficult. Like the only other thing I think you could do is like some type of waiter or waitress or some like what do you call it? Bus boys at some hotel buffet.
Yeah. Cook. They give you directions and basically you just follow the directions. You don't really communicate with people, right?
Yeah.
Like guest house or something like that where they have lots of English people, or Niseko. Actually, if you go to Niseko,
that's
you don't have to speak
example.
Japanese. Yeah, that's basically like little Australia, Niseko. So basically, it's a small skiing town resort. I think in the last 10, 15 years, I think there's been a lot more foreigners moving in the area. They actually, it's turned into like little Australia. Lots of Australian
Well,
people hanging out there. Yeah.
recently it's turning into little China.
Ah, okay. So changing again.
Well, basically, a lot of Chinese people bought property there and drove the housing market in Niseko up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So even the Australians were doing that too. But
Oh,
there's definitely a big Chinese and Australian presence there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But that's probably one of the few places you can go here to work and find a job pretty easily and
Easily?
not
You think
speaking.
so?
Yeah, I think so because there's always jobs on like Gaijin Pot, and then by word
Gaijin
of
pot.
yeah, you can also you can find like probably word of mouth or something. You could probably find a job pretty easy over there. I think during the ski season,
Yeah.
from December through March or something, December through April, you could probably find a job there pretty easy
I know
actually.
some Australian people that they come over here during the winter time and
Yeah,
they're ski instructors and they work at Niseko.
yeah, yeah,
And then when the season changes, they go back to Australia because it's the
yeah,
opposite, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
During
yeah,
the summertime, it's snowing in
yeah.
Australia, so
Hmm.
they go there and then they just keep flying back and forth as ski
Ah,
instructors.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. But it was interesting going there and then like the shop worker struggling with the customer, the Japanese customer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because then he couldn't speak Japanese, and I was like, "Wow,
Ah,
yeah, amazing."
yeah. I'm sure the customer was like, "Oh my God, this is Japan. Come on, dude. Come on."
I know it's a small cafe at a ski resort, and then all the workers were these white Australian guys that knew
Yeah.
no Japanese, and all the menu was in English too.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I've never been to Niseko yet. So how is Niseko? How did you like it?
I just passed by.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. I passed by Niseko. The one I was thinking about was a different place. It was in oh my god, I forgot. It was a different ski resort. Sorry, I made a
Ah.
mistake. It was kind of near Niseko side, but a
Yeah.
heavy foreign presence during the winter time.
Oh,
Starts
really?
with a K. If you
Okay.
say it, I'm gonna remember. Do you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
No idea, man.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
tip
not a
of my
skier, so
tongue.
I have no idea. I never skied before, so
Yeah. Well, I passed by Niseko. The mountain is pretty nice. It's huge.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the mountain? Like
Nope.
the skiing area?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty big. That and Mount Yote, like they're
Hmm.
pretty near each other.
Yeah.
They're huge. Mount Yote is nice too. It's they call it like Ezo Fuji,
Oh,
which
really?
it kind of looks like Mount Fuji. It's a smaller Mount Fuji, but the
Oh,
exact same
nice.
shape.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should check it
cool,
out,
man.
man. It's about
Yote.
3 hours away, maybe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, on my list, man. On my list. I'm all up for seeing all of Hokkaido, man.
And
Definitely.
you can get the free water there too, like fresh spring water. You just bring your own container. You can
Oh,
go
nice.
to the spring, just grab
Yeah.
water, bring it home.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, man. It's good.
Nice. Okay, let's see. Anywhere else? I really can't think of any other types of jobs, man. The only things I can think of are probably guest houses. If you worked at a guest house, you might be get away with a little bit of Japanese. You just show people the place and show them the amenities or whatever. That's about it. But English,
Mm.
you'll be teaching English, man. You'll be teaching English to children, most likely. There's, of course, there's the adult English chains, Interact, Aeon, those type of gigs where you can teach also too. But
Man,
man,
everyone who I've
yeah,
known who's lived here,
yeah,
like they do not recommend these companies.
yeah. It's kind of shady. Like I think a lot of those places they pay not maybe not that great, and they make you pay for some places actually make you pay for a what is it apartment, even though you may have an apartment, they make you pay for it anyway. It comes out of your paycheck. I think some of them don't pay for the kind of Social Security out here also too, and some of them don't do like the
Your
don't do
stuff's
medical.
cracking.
Okay, how's this now?
Yeah, it's better. Try speak.
Okay, good. Hello.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, good. Yeah.
So yeah, what did you hear about these companies?
No, just like they don't pay medical sometimes. They don't pay Ninkin, which is like the Social Security thing that you got to pay for here if you retire. And they make you pay for your apartments, even though, which is kind of good if you're just fresh and out of town, they get you an apartment. But if you're living somewhere else, they get you an apartment regardless, and it's part of their contract. So you end up paying part of your money for an apartment you might not need.
My friend told
And
me like he was like in this transition point. I don't know.
yeah.
I guess like the old boss, he like pocketed and embezzled a whole bunch of money, and
Oh,
then
really?
um like a bunch of teachers just got a letter out of the blue like you don't have a job
Sorry.
now or something like that. Yeah, and then they were all just
Oh,
like
damn.
stranded, and then it was like
Yeah, yeah.
this really big scandal back, maybe it had to be more than 10 years ago, but
Oh, wow.
it was a huge scandal, and then they lost all reputation, and then they kind of built
Ah,
themselves back up again. Yeah,
okay.
so
Horrible, dude.
you gotta be
Well,
careful
not
with
not only
those.
that, but English teachers in general, I think it's a machine out here. They chew you up and spit you out. So like we were talking about last time, when they 1 year contracts, they want to run you ragged. You're basically kind of bait. You know, these adult ones are basically bait for them to come and try to get new students. And then of course, one of the places that I actually applied to, they said that, oh yeah, you're probably going to get invited to things after work, and you're kind of obligated to go. So they invite you to go drinking or something. You have to go with these people, or
I'm down with that.
yeah, yeah. It's not a problem, but like, oh well, it depends if you're in a relationship or not, or something like that. And of course, of course, if you have somebody that's the opposite sex that's interested in you, sometimes they're just going there to like meet people, right? They're just going there to meet people. And, if you're a single person, it's not a problem. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, you got all you know, these people that are the opposite sex trying to like, get with you or whatever, which is,
Trying to get
depending
me.
on
What is
yeah,
this?
no, yeah, dude, like
Like
you're like
a
you're
hookup?
bait. Yeah, you're like bait or something, man. And you kind of, from what I heard from the guy told me, is like it's an obligation for you to like go all these. You can't tell them no because they're clients, you know. And then they want you to be their friend, because a lot of these places want you to sell things. They want you to sell their material. They have a certain quote. You may have a quota of things that you need to sell. So you do need to make friends and then sell these things, because it's part of your duty to sell products for the company that you're working for.
If the company is paying for my drinks, I'm there. Be like,
I don't
hey,
think so.
hey, hey, honey, baby, this is for work. This is for work. I
This
gotta
is for
go.
work.
I gotta go.
That's funny.
Bruh, you
I'm
had
doing.
it good. You
I'll
had it
drink.
good.
I'll drink some more for. This is for work. This is for
This is for
work.
work.
You're gonna buy some. You're gonna buy some books tomorrow, right?
The company's making me do this.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just kind of like your bait, and you're kind of like you don't. You can't. I guess a lot of it also too is like you have this kind of attitude, like you're part of this company, part of the family. It's your obligation to do what the company says. It's a very Japanese style thing to do. So you're kind of bait, and you're expected to do certain things, and even though you don't want to do it, if you want to do it, it's fine. But if you have obligations, or you have other things you're not really interested in doing, that it may interfere with that also too.
How about what is that? We're unrelated to work, like
Yeah, yeah,
Japanese. Do
yeah.
you think you could live um do you think you could live here alone without Japanese, or do you need some type of basic Japanese?
Man, I do not think so, man. I don't know if I can't. I'll be honest. I'm not sure if I've met anybody here that Well, actually, I know I have. I met some people that don't that or they claim they don't speak Japanese, but they're able to live here. I think they get lots of help somehow. They either have friends that translate, or they're using programs on their phone or something, or they're doing lots of things where they're able to translate it, because it's really tough, man. Like, especially the paperwork, the bureaucracy in Japan is very tough. So you have to like read lots of paperwork. You have to sign lots of things. You have to understand what they say. And if you don't understand what they say, you have to take it to somebody.
I
Then
made a
you have to take
mistake.
somebody. Yeah.
I didn't read my contract thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And then I didn't know about this whole thing.
Oh yeah. 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 Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So for me personally, I don't think I could live here, man. I don't think I could live
really.
here without speaking any Japanese. With my level of Japanese right now, it's atrocious. So I don't think I could, man. I would have to like definitely step it up. If I give myself a year, which I'm going to do this next year. That's one of my goals actually.
Are you
Is to
gonna
if I had like
study Japanese?
oh yeah, hardcore, dude. I'm going
Ooh.
for it. Yeah, yeah, it's one of my goals. I have set a bunch of goals actually this next year, so might as well, right? Coronavirus is here, so who knows how long it's gonna be. So I might as well be productive.
Yeah, I
But
wish I had
yeah,
that motivation.
yeah, I'm just gonna do it, man. Once I set my mind to something, I just do it. But what about you? Could you live here with your current language skills, without help from you, without being married, or if you were single?
With
Could you
my
do it?
current Japanese, I probably could live here, but I would have to go seek help. And
Yeah,
they do have resources for help for paper. Oh,
yeah,
my messy background.
yeah.
Wait,
Oh, what's that? Underwear.
that's the shrine thing. But
Uh,
yeah, I do have. I would need help for paperwork. Um,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
about it though. Aside from paperwork, I could get by here, no problem.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta step mine up. I gotta step mine up, man. It's yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, I can speak basic things, but like I definitely need to step it up. I feel really bad. Some of the kids I went to school with that were at that Hokkaido, man. They some of them never spoke Japanese before, and by the end of the program, they were like pretty good, man. They could speak Japanese. They understand it very well.
I've met some of those guys. Their Japanese are very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one kid especially. I think his Japanese is pretty good. The kind of big guy.
Big dude.
Where is he from? Sweden, Switzerland.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He went to a Japanese school, so he actually was here studying Japanese
Yeah,
specifically.
that guy's Japanese was off the charts. Um, for what it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. But also when I was studying Japanese at
yeah.
the cheap ass school where it's basically like a service they provide, volunteer teachers and stuff.
Was that the one you pay like 500 yen for a class?
Um, there was two. So the Friday one, you pay 3,000 yen, which is like $30, and it's for the semester, which
Yeah,
is about 3 months, or maybe a little more than 3 months.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then there's the other one where you pay 10 yen a month, which is like $10 a month.
yeah,
And both of them, they're pretty good. But
yeah.
when I was going there, so there's a bunch of Americans in the class, and then
Oh, great.
some Asian people comes in from like
Yeah,
Malaysia, Taiwan, Hong Kong,
yeah,
Vietnam, and these Asian people came in with zero to little Japanese,
yeah.
and within 1 year they're like way past my level. They're writing kanji, and all the American guys are all at the same level. We're just like
Yeah, yeah,
hovering here.
yeah.
It's work ethic, man, and studying. Like,
Well, it's not only that, but I think that if the Chinese, the Chinese, Mandarin or whatever speaking countries like Chinese Taiwan and China in general, they have the kanji background, so they can read the kanji before anything else. So it does help. I think it does give them an advantage.
Yeah, but not Vietnamese. Like it seemed.
Oh, Vietnamese, no.
Yeah, and the kanji helps for understanding. Yeah, but
Yeah,
they still gotta understand the words and stuff.
yeah,
Even if they didn't, like, they weren't able to read, they'd still have
yeah,
to communicate with just purely speaking. It would be
yeah, yeah,
difficult.
yeah,
And but they did it because they were studying at home
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of the Americans like me and
Drinking.
the other guys drinking, studying
Yeah,
only that hour half
yeah,
or like
yeah,
hour 20
yeah,
minutes
yeah, yeah, yeah.
once a
I,
week.
I I understand. That's my work ethic right there when I was trying to learn Japanese. So,
Yeah, I
but then
just
again, I don't know. Like, I like Mino. Like, what you're using Mino no Nihongo?
no. Yeah, we use that book. I've used
I
that
hate
book.
that book, man. I
Why?
hate
It's
that
not
book.
that bad. Why do you hate
It's
it?
I hate it because it's made for it's made by it was I think it was made for Japanese people to teach English speaking people. So like when you read it, I don't know, it just doesn't like a lot of the the translations are not correct. I think actually Genki is probably much better. Like when I saw Genki, I was like, oh man, if I learned Japanese from Genki, I would learn a lot better.
I use the Genki too. Yeah, both of those are all right. It's weird though. Like, I understand what the book's doing
Yeah,
because they they set it up like that. Like, even though it's kind of Japanese, we won't use too
yeah,
often.
yeah,
But the thing that you're going to use from that is the concept of changing it. You're going to understand how they change it to
yeah,
like informal from formal, and like
yeah,
understand the pattern. Like, it's
yeah,
all based off that formal setting, that Moss form.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just don't. I don't like Mino Nihongo, man. I just don't like the way because it was made for Japanese people to teach other languages. So like, the way
Uh,
they teach it, I don't like it.
it's the same
I
thing,
hate it.
guys. It's the same thing.
No,
Really?
like Genki is made. It was made from a Western person to teach Japanese. So the way that the method that they were teaching explains it much better. Because Mino Nihongo, if you look at the notes, it was actually like more linguistics, kind of like they teach you this like linguistic style. So all the answers and all the things for the questions are all linguistic type of answers. And what didn't help also too is the teachers are only speaking to you in Japanese. Like they explain everything to you in Japanese. Like I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. You know, it's like okay, this means this, but they're only speaking Japanese. They weren't giving us English instructions on what it is, and then we speak Japanese. So everything was 100% Japanese. And for me, it was extremely frustrating. I was like,
That's
"What? I don't know.
funny.
I don't understand what you're saying." You know, like what?
It must be
You
your
know?
your learning style is just completely different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My learning style was like at the college. The way they teach Japanese in college here is not the way I learn. I it clashed with my learning style. So
You're too molded, man. You gotta break free.
no, I tried to break free. I almost broke my head through the wall trying to learn Japanese in college, man.
You're like you're one of those 1970s children molded. You're molded into the system where you sit in the desk and you listen and the teacher speaks.
Nope. I still don't understand what the hell the teacher was saying.
Yeah,
Nope. That was just hard, dude. Just that style that I forgot the immersion style that doesn't work for me, man. I
man.
gotta
That
have sit down, have them explain to me in my own language, and then we practice. You know, not
that
just 100%.
the immersion
Yeah, that does.
things, the it's you need it for the bridge though. Remember we were speaking about that, like that beginning part and then the
Yeah, 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 yeah.
advanced part.
Yeah, yeah, I can see intermediate. Like if you're intermediate or getting to advanced, there's definitely an advantage there. But you're first beginning, and everything is everything, all the explanations, everything is in Japanese. Like for me, it was just extremely frustrating. After a while, I was trying to understand, like really paying attention, and I kind of gave up. I was like, "Fuck, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Oh fuck, man, give me explanation in English, and then I can understand." Like I just kind of gave up after a while. I was like, "Fuck this."
Uh, they got you.
Yeah,
I
it
don't.
got me. Fuck, my ears are fried after that, dude.
Man, you're
I
lucky you
remember.
didn't become an ALT teacher and be sent off to the countryside,
Yeah,
because that's exactly what you would have gotten.
that's all right.
Yeah, but those guys learn quick though. It's
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
that immersion thing though. That immersion thing, that's key. I guess after a certain point, I mean, you have
Yeah,
to mentally prepare yourself. I guess it helped that I studied Japanese a little bit in high school, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
studied it a little bit in college. And then when I got here, I studied the exact same things I studied in high school and college, but it
yeah.
kind of just brought everything together just being here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it would have been better if I was upper intermediate or something, or intermediate, but I was like kind of low. I was advanced beginner, so just that jump. And they're trying to explain everything. And I just went over my head. It was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Fucking give me out of this fucking class.
You just see, this is why you need whiskey. If you had whiskey,
No, I don't.
it would
Nika whiskey. No fucking way, dude.
it would have bridged everything together. It just
Well, I will
liquefy
say
it
this.
and
If I start drinking, fuck, I understand Japanese a lot better, man. I
yeah, it
start
works.
speaking. Yeah, I just started like spewing Japanese words like fucking crazy, and then I understand. Like I understand, like understand everything much better. So I will say that if there was drinking happening during the Japanese classes, I probably would have. Well, first I would have a lot more fun. Second, I would probably understand everything much better.
It's
But
so
third, I'd probably.
strange, right?
But yeah, but then third, I'd probably forget everything because I'd be fucked up. You know?
I yeah, I don't know. I was drunk most of the time in school.
Nice. I wish I was. No, no, no. I was, but on the weekends.
On the weekends.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Not during
man.
school.
I I I one class I brought a uh what is that? You know those 7-Eleven super big gulp things?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
the big
poured
ones. The
yeah, the really big ones.
Yeah, the ones that look like a fucking milk carton.
Yeah, I poured a entire bottle of Smirnoff vodka in there and put some
Oh,
100% orange juice. I was drinking that in my class.
nice. I bet you were loud. I bet you were loud as shit in that class too, right? Raise your hand. I know.
I was, man.
Sumimasen. Sumimasen. Wakata. Right?
No, not my Japanese class, like
Oh, okay.
in college.
Uh,
And I was arguing with the southern girl. Not arguing.
you are.
I was debating
Uh,
with the southern girl. And
yeah.
I was just messing around though. I wasn't like fully invested in it, but oh man, she hated me.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, man, it helps. I don't know. Drinking helps with language,
It helps with a lot of things.
maybe.
Nice. Good
Um.
stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Is that about it then, or you got anything else?
That's pretty good, man. We talked about a lot of interesting things. I think that we touched on the main subjects. Very interesting stuff. I think basically, like if you don't speak any English, you're teaching English to kids. I'm sorry, you don't speak Japanese. You're teaching Japanese. You're teaching English to kids, and you're teaching maybe if you're lucky adults.
I think you got some trauma going on there, maybe.
What's that? Trauma
For yeah, from teaching
with
little kids.
children? Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
I do. It's called a
I don't
drinking
blame you.
problem.
I don't blame
Yeah,
you. But I drink more than you though.
yeah. Right now you do. Yeah. I'm gonna have a drink fest here pretty soon. So
Really?
yep.
What kind of drink fest?
I don't know. It's gonna be a drinking to pass out kind of fest probably.
I don't know, man. I'm definitely drinking next week. Fucking Max Holloway's gonna fight, but there there was some fighters that had some COVID problems, so I don't
Oh
know what.
really?
Yeah, I don't know what the card's gonna look like. They had
Oh shit.
they had a nice stacked card going
Yeah.
on there. One of the title fights, one of the guys
Yeah.
had COVID,
Oh shit, dude.
So there are going to be 3 title fights, and one is canceled. So now there's 2.
Ah, that's fucked up.
I don't know if they're going to try and put a late replacement in there. I hope they
Yeah,
do, but I'm just hoping the Max Holloway fight stays.
nice.
He has to reclaim his belt.
Oh, he lost it.
He lost it to an Australian. I mean, the Australian guy, he had a good game plan. He's pretty good, so it was well deserved. But you know, you got to beat him twice if he was reigning a division for that long. So
Yeah,
we're gonna find out this.
Nice. Nice. I'll be drinking too, probably. I have my beers ready.
Yeah, man. Let's do some morning. We should do a morning drinking fight cast.
Morning drinking fight cast. Oh, nice. Also, too, we probably have a guest here pretty soon. I'm trying to arrange a guest. Nice guest, our friend James. Hopefully, he can set it up with us. We'll have a good time with him.
You messaged him at all?
Yeah, I did.
And he
He seemed
replied.
cool up for it. Yeah.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. So he seems. So I just have to we have to formalize the time, set it all up. We're all good, dude.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
Dude.
I'll make a bunch of questions for him. I have so much questions for pro gamers.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a cool dude too. Really nice guy.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's it then. We're off.
We're out. Good times. All right. Thanks for listening to our ranting and ravings. And we shall see you next week. Beers in hand.
Peace
out. Right on.